Hello and welcome to Quilt Addicts Anonymous. I'm Stephanie Sebane. I'm going to show you guys a brand new container that I found that's perfect for organizing and stacking your fat quarters. And half yards work really great in this too, even some yards, but anything more than a yard is kind of a little much for this container. Now, we've done videos like this before when KonMari came out. I showed you how we use the KonMari method to stack and fold all of our fat quarters. I do have to do a little bit different fold for them to fit in these. So this is just part of my Tula Pink fabric collection. Yesterday I went through and I refolded every single Tula Pink fat quarter that I've collected since I have owned this shop. I should say hoarded. Hoarded is probably the better word for it. And I had so much fun doing it. A couple weeks ago, I had my daughter press them all so that they were all ready to go. And we're going to go through and get all of these in color order now so that we can have a beautifully stacked collection. But you can see that these stack up really, really nice, and they look gorgeous, and they show off your entire stash. So if you're wondering, like, how do you do this and keep the dust off them, this is super easy because you really only have to worry about what's on the top and the dust settling there because it can't get in everywhere else. So let's get to organizing. All right, so I'm going to start off by showing you the fold that I had to adapt this to. So I've got my fat quarter and my selvage is down here. Your selvage end should be about 18 inches wide. Sometimes they end up being a little shorter or a little wider than that. Here at Quilt Addicts Anonymous, we cut all of our fat quarters to 18.5 inches. That way, if things get a little cockeyed because it got wound on the bolt a little crooked, you're going to be able to get enough usable width out of that. And then it should be about 22 inches going from your selvage to your tip. Sometimes it's a little less than that, but that's how you tell what direction you're going to. So we're going to take our selvage edge and we are going to fold that to the edge that was at the fold of your fabric before it got chopped off into a fat quarter. Then we're going to fold it in half again so that the selvage is coming in just a hair shy of where that fold is. That way our raw edges are tucked nicely inside of each other. Now this is where things are going to change a little bit from what I've done in the past. Instead of folding our ends in to meet in the center, we're going to fold it in thirds and then in half. So what I do is I just take my hand and that gives it a nice crease to be able to go into a third, and then we can do the same here. And it turns out I was a little off on my estimation, so we're gonna just readjust. All right, so at this point we have one raw edge here, the other one is concealed way down there, and at this point we're gonna fold it in half. So we have two folded edges on the bottom, we have one folded edge on the top. That's the edge that's gonna stick up so you can easily see what you have. And then once you do all of that, you are ready to organize the rest of your bin. So I'm gonna real quick refold all of my new Tula Pink Everglow into that, and then we are gonna organize by color. I've got everything folded up, so now I'm going to start organizing by color. When I went through everything initially, I just made entire stacks of color families. So these are kind of like my red oranges, and I feel like this one can fit with that too. It just kind of ended up in the orange stack. So we're going to start with those, and then I'm going to go and pull out my darker oranges and my other fabrics that read more as red from my other collections. So these are my fabric collection bins. Right now they're organized by collection, but I want it to be a Tula rainbow. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to pull the stuff that reads red. or like a red orange, because Tula's colors are never usually like all one color. They're usually like a mixture of things. This one definitely is in that red orange family. The rest of them though, I think are like orange, and we'll deal with that in a little bit. All right, so let's stack these up, get them out of the way, and get to color order. All right, so normally when I'm organizing to figure out like what order things are gonna go in, I'm laying things out to see kind of how they look next to one another. I think that's what we're gonna do here. So this one is an example of one where it's really as close to a red as you can get, same with this one, but they're really light. So it's hard to make a decision what to do with them. I feel like they do need to kind of go at the end of the red, but I feel like I also could really put them right here, and that would be okay too. I think we're gonna put them here though. Maybe this one just belongs with the oranges because these are more like peachy. All right, I think that one I'm gonna put with the pinks. All right, I am happy with this for now. Again, you know, it's just organizing a rainbow. It's okay. All right, so I'm gonna repeat that process next with my oranges. We're just gonna go all the way through Roy G. Biv until we get all the way through the entire stash. Actually, I should show you how I put these in. So you kind of want them to be kind of neat, and what I found works really well is either get a whole stack and just pop it all in together. Or if you have a lot like this, if you kind of turn it on its side and set them in, then you can kind of make them look a little neater, especially if maybe you weren't the best at folding everything to fit in perfectly. This will help you fit it in a little better. Doesn't that look very nice and neat? So we're gonna move on to orange. All right, so these I think I'm gonna wait and organize with my yellows because they are definitely orange, but they are not fitting with any of these oranges. Whereas this looks really nice and cohesive, and it's a nice transition. So I think that's what we're gonna start with. Oh yeah, that was a good decision. That looks absolutely fantastic. It'll be a great transition. All right, so here's where we're at for now. I don't know whether I want to include my gray. I think this needs to go with grays because it is a yellow stripe, but I feel like it's more like that. And even within this, we have yellow, and then we have like the muddy, like neon yellows too. So I feel like this is our best transition for now. Okay, so now that I'm looking at this from above, I feel like we transition pretty well because these ladybugs have like red and orange in it, so it transitions pretty well into these oranges. But These yellows are just as much green as they are yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this around because I've got a nice lighter version of our solids, and that also went with this one here. So if I flip this around, we're going to have a much more pleasing to the eye transition, and that looks pretty gorgeous. All right, so now I'm going to keep these to go through the green stacks because we got Roji Biv, red, orange, yellow. Now we're going to go into green. Obviously, I have more green. We're going to have to split this up. I'm going to start with my darkest greens. Okay, so Tula is very nuanced in her use of color. I ended up splitting this up as the more like teal greens over here and like the citrons, and then going into the ones that are more like yellow green and the true Kelly green over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to consider this my start, and then over here I'm going to transition into my teals because I know I have several dark teals that can move into here. Got a lot of teal too. Let's start with the darkest and the ones that also kind of look green. All right, I think that might be all I can fit in this bin, and I think it works well because we're going to end it with some teal that also has green in it. So I feel like this is a good teal green bin, and then all of the rest of mine are more like true teals or like transitional ones like where they've got purple and other stuff in it. All right, I think this is it. Some of them don't like I would never use these two next to each other, but I think it's as close as we can get to the color value we're going for. All right, time for some blues. That one was much easier. But just like with the yellow and green, I'm going to start with my lighter blue so that way it has a nice color value transition as well as color transition. All right, time for purple. And purple I feel like is always challenging with Tula because like where do you draw the line? Like this could be purple, this could be magenta. We're gonna pull it out, we're gonna see how it all looks together. But I think what's gonna end up happening is we're gonna have like a true purple and then we're gonna have like a magenta purple and then we're gonna have like true pink. So we'll see how it all works out. Okay, so within this, I felt like we had three very different styles of purple. We had a very deep purple that kind of turned into a magenta purple. We had a purple that ranged from very blue purple all the way into lilac. And then we had this one that is just some mix between purple and pink, but isn't fuchsia. So this is how the purple bin is gonna start. And I think I'm gonna end with this one because this will be a very nice transition into blue. All right, time for some pink. These just don't fit. They're not pink, they're not really orange. I think they're gonna look better with my oranges than with my pinks. So this is our pink. All right, so last up we have line work, which is all black and white and gray, and of course color throughout it. And then we have all of these ones that are more lower volume as well. So I'm gonna organize my grays first, and then these that aren't quite white but aren't quite gray or taupe either. These are already all in color order, so we're good there, but we're gonna just go ahead and fill in this one, I think, with my low volumes. That is looking good. Now there's one final thing I'm going to do. I'm going to count up how many I can get in one of the ones that's packed, and then I'm going to spread them out just a little bit so that way I can have nice and full bins, and then the next time I get a Tula Pink collection I have room in each of the color bins to stuff in the new pieces, because you know I'm going to get another. So we're going to do that. All right, so there's 35 fat quarters in this bin. That equates to about 9 yards of fabric. So I have a ridiculous amount of Tula Pink, and we have 35 packed full bins. So 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 between the two of them. that's, you know, less Tula than I thought I had. So that is not so bad. I thought I might have more than 400 fat quarters. I think I probably did at one point, but I have made a lot of Tula stuff too, even though it may not look like it right now. So I'm going to reorganize just a little bit and spread these out a bit, and we'll have the final look. All right, so here we have it. The entire Tula Pink cord that I have, which is just a teeny bit of a lie because I do have some projects in process from like years and years ago, and they're in project bins. But as far as the things that have not been started and have no purpose, this is it. And it just makes me happy looking at it. I hope it makes you guys happy too. So again, if you want to organize in these bins, definitely go check them out. They are from Target. We have the link below in the video description box. And again, they are 100% stackable. So we can make this super pretty on our shelves, make them really gorgeous. And then you don't have to worry so much about dust. And they've been available for quite some time, and they keep like restocking them. So like, you're gonna be able to get a lot for your stash. I underestimated. I need a lot more. But we fit like my daughter's entire Pokemon stash in 2 of these, and those were all half yards. And it's just a really fun way to display your fabric while keeping it safe from dust and just making it look really, really pretty. This is so better than the bins that I had these all stored in, and it's gorgeous. So go check them out. Happy organizing. I think what we'll do, if you made it to the end of this video, I have some leftovers of All Stars. This was Tula Pink's 25th fabric collection. Comment below on how you organize your fat quarters. I want to know. These, which are a collection of ends of bolts and some true fat quarters, will be yours if you comment below. We'll pick one winner because it's not that many of them, but comment below, tell me how you organize your fat quarters, tell me if you immediately ran out and wiped out your Target to get these because they're fantastic, and reorganize all your stash. I want to see photos. Tag me in the videos. We're at Quilt Addicts Anonymous on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. You can show me your photos in any of those locations. I would love to see them, but check them out. Comment below. Tell me how you organize your fat quarters for a chance to win my extra All Stars fabric from Tula Pink. So it has been stored lovingly for however long it's been since it came out, and it can be yours. So comment below. Thanks for watching the whole thing. Let me see your stashes once you reorganize them. And until next time, happy quilting.